Hello and welcome to Vitamin G Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at a watch travel case. This is the Aco&bebe Zippered watch travel case. It comes in brown and in black, and then they have some that are for 2 watches, 4 watches, and 8 watches. This is the one for 4 watches, as I thought that was kind of a nice middle ground, and that's approximately how many watches I would travel with for for an extended trip. Unlikely I'd bring more than 4, and sometimes I bring more than 2. So I've already been looking at this case for a little bit, and it has kind of one fatal flaw, and so I think I'll actually be returning it. And I found a different one that I think will work a little bit better for me. But the flaw that I have with it, or that I have found with it, might not apply to you. So just going through it, it's a nice soft leather, and it's that padded leather. So it's got kind of a thin layer of leather with a pad under it. And looking at it, I'm going to get these watches out of the way for now. It's got more padded leather in between, and then these cases here that each of the watches fit in has a nice elastic band to keep them in there, and no watch is going to be bigger than this. So this will fit, every watch. And again, it's a nice little case. It's not that small. It's a little bit on the big side, but in terms of traveling with watches, I've found that anytime you're traveling with watches, if you don't have a case like this, there's no good solution. You're wearing one on your wrist, but if you want to bring more than one, if you're going to something like a wedding and you need to have a formal watch, but also you're not only going to be wearing dress clothes, you want to have another watch. There's no real good way to travel with watches if you don't have a case like this. So I'm just gonna throw a couple watches in there. So if I was traveling with some watches, I would have just kind of something like this. So I would have a nice dress watch that I would wear, a nice casual watch. This would be something I would work out in, and then a diver, which is a nice versatile watch. So loading this bad boy up, it's really quite easy to use. And so here, kind of already seeing what it doesn't work as well with the bracelet. So if you're looking at this bracelet, already it's kind of it's poking up a bit. So what you have to do to get it to lie flat is have it like that. So not a problem yet, and it is a little bit of a pain to get the watches in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from this side, and while it is a little bit of a pain, it is doable. You're seeing already one of the problems with this, getting the watches in there is not that easy. Okay, so this already, I'm kind of pushing up on this end, and this is really jammed in there on the back. And so, any watch with a bracelet, you do have to be a little bit careful. Now loading in. Now this, this Casio watch would not be the type of watch that you need to travel in a case. This you can just toss in your bag, toss in your backpack, gym bag, anything like that. But just if you do have a travel case, you probably would put it in the travel case, though. Here again, the fit's a little bit weird. Like it's sticking out over the side here. And then I'll put my Skagen watch. This is actually my favorite casual watch. I haven't done a review of this yet. I will soon. Super slim, super minimal, very, very nice. I love this. Is one of my favorite watches, without a doubt. Put this guy in there. And again, it fits a little bit funky. It's kind of hanging off, so it's like, do you fold it in or fold it under or double it up? Not sure exactly what and then here we're going to see the fatal flaw. So this watch, which I also haven't done a review of yet, but I will soon. These two. This is my favorite dress watch, my favorite casual watch. Now this watch, which admittedly is not the fault of this travel case, but the bracelet doesn't lie flat. So that's as close as the bracelet gets. So there is no way to get this watch in this case. Even if you want to do something like that, look how much that's sticking up. You're not going to get it closed. So if you are going to get this, make sure that all your bracelets lie flat. But then, as I showed you, even with this Invicta diver that does lie flat, this still doesn't really fit in here gracefully. And so that's the fatal flaw with this. And the reason I'm going to return it is I can't get my favorite watch in here. So, you know, a watch that I would without a doubt travel with every single time I'm traveling. It's my favorite dress watch, and you know, almost anytime I'm traveling, I'm wearing dress clothes. And you know, my favorite watch can't get in this case. Um, so I'll just put the other Invicta diver I have. So this is the 40 millimeter. The one over here is the 38. I have reviews of both of those watches up, which feel free to peek at. But so now I've kind of shown you the fatal flaw with this is that I can't get my favorite watch in it. But then even outside of that, it's got some, you know, I'm not in love with it because it's just so awkward to get the watches in, and then none of them seem to fit quite right. So this Invicta diver, I have to kind of fold over, and it's a little bit funky, and they're kind of hard to get under the elastic. This Casio, and again, I probably wouldn't actually travel with this Casio here. I just pop it in my gym bag. But the Skagen watch overlaps, and then this is kind of hanging up. Now, you know, it zips up, and it's in a nice case. But it just doesn't do a super great job of storing the watch. And look at that. As soon as I took that out, that Invicta watch is already flying all over the place. So anyway, that's just a quick review of this. So this is the Aco&bebe Zippered box travel case. It comes in black, comes in brown, 2, 4, or 8 watches. Now, it has over 4 stars. Let's see, exactly 4.6 out of 5 stars. And they're selling a lot of these. They're selling 18 of these a day. So, you know, almost 500 a month at $15.99 or $16.99 for the 4-watch versions. And then it goes up to $21 or $22 or down to 14 or 15 for the 2-watch version. So they're selling a lot of these, and it has a relatively high rating. I just, you know, of my watches, almost none of them fit well, and you know, some of them, you know, I can't get to fit at all. Not to mention this elastic is kind of a pain, which is what most of the negative reviews say, is some combination of what I've said, where either it's awkward to get the watches in and they don't really fit well, or just, you know, if it's on a bracelet and the bracelet doesn't bend directly at the base of the dial, you can't get it in at all. So anyway, just a quick review. I would probably, personally, I would avoid this, and I'll be showing a review of what I got to replace it next, and I'm hoping that one will work out a little bit better. Stick around for more watch and watch case reviews.